All right, and I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I had to switch the music up. It's God Valley. And you gotta switch the music up for God Valley. I know nothing, bro. Listen, my bad. My mic was muted. That's unprecedented. I never had that before. But listen, the God Valley incident. We are finally here. Okay. I had to switch the music up because it's a little different right now. Okay. This is the God Valley incident. It's been a long time coming. It's been in the running for the longest, bro. We've been waiting. Okay. And we are here. So let me start off by reading the cover story. Obviously, right? The cover story. Yamato made it back to the flower capital. I'm assuming this is the end of her journey. We could get another chapter of her drinking tea with, like, Odin's old crew. Like, she's drinking tea with Momonosuke or some shit, and Kinemon and the rest of them, Shinobu, everybody. She might chill with them, I don't know. But either way, it's over. From what we've seen, the shrine to Odin and his companions looking over the flower capital. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 42. So I think we're getting done with that. So like I was saying, I didn't see any spoilers. Surprisingly, I know every time I see some level of spoilers, some monochrome of spoilers. This time, I assure you, I didn't see any spoilers, bro. I didn't see any spoilers. All I seen was a picture of Garp holding a cannonball, and I'm pretty sure I seen that picture before. That might not even be a spoiler, you know what I'm saying? But listen, without further ado, let me just get straight into this chapter. But this is God Valley. So, we're right here, God Valley. Boom. All the celestial dragons in an uproar. They throwing weapons and swords onto the stage and rocks and shit. That's the type of shit they throw. They're not throwing tomatoes. They throwing swords and blades and shit and rocks, hard ass rocks. So they all standing there. The announcer said, "Feast your eyes upon the Davy clan." Said, "Boo, the most hated of people. You can go back generations, and you'll never find a single person who loved your kind." They said, "Shun them, isolate them. You're just more Buccaneers, aren't you? Their lives pose a danger to all of us." Not so fast, folks. Don't throw anything yet. If we can wipe them out once and for all, this is a blessed day. And they all mad. They ugly. They all ugly as fuck, first of all. He makes all of the celestial dragon, like all the generic ones, they ugly as fuck. But then you have some that's not, they don't look ugly as fuck. So damn, they found the whole Buccaneer clan, bro. Damn. Damn, they got the whole clan on God Valley, bro. Whoa, hold on, listen. So this dude right here, right? This dude is looking like, he's looking like a Blackbeard ass nigga, right? Like some of these people, like we see they got small Buccaneers. Maybe that's a kid, like Blackbeard. But this dude in the back, he reminds me of a character. I feel like I've seen a character that looks like him before. Let me try to get him in the top right corner of the screen for y'all, right here. Near the pulsation, You see near them circles right over here near the mouse. This dude with the spiky hair and the amazing underbite jaw. He looks like Saul a little bit. And I feel like this is another character, but I can't remember. I don't know. But they said, "Hey, no knives, my friends. If they die, that's a penalty on you." Ha 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 ha. Laughing and shit. Okay. So yeah, they was throwing knives and like axes and shit up into the crowd to and they throwing that shit at the Buccaneers, like rocks, axes, and knives. That's wild. So Blackbeard's scared as fuck. They said, "Segregate them." It's just point blank period, segregate them. And Saturn sitting here with Garland, he said, "You did well to find them, Garland." He said, "It was simply an act of fate. Now, let's introduce the favorites to win the individual competition. You're going somewhere." They say, "I'll be dead soon. Please take my boys to someone kind-hearted to raise them into men. Just don't let him have them." Okay. This dragon back in that shack, back in the house. I don't know why. Oda didn't explain why the celestial dragons never got her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he killed her. Like, I was about to say Glamrock. That's wild. Garling, Shamrock and Shanks' dad. Garland stabbed her and told the men, "Yeah, go pick her up. Go get the preparations for transport," or whatever the fuck he said, right? Where did they go? How come Dragon's the only one pulling up here and he just touched the fucking island, basically? This is probably like a couple minutes. It's probably like 10 minutes into him touching the island. You know what I'm saying? Like he damn near just dropped down. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I feel like it's been like 10 minutes. Like in universe. But okay, this is her. No, this is Dragon. So she passed out, fell out. I guess she died. Boom. He said, "I don't know who you are, but I want to save your kids." He running, Dragon footing it out there. He said, "If I don't do something, I'm going to collapse under the weight of it all." Damn. So this is what made Dragon not want to fuck with any of this Celestial Dragon marine bullshit, okay? He said, we've already introduced the 13 rare rabbits. They're worth 10,000 points each. They said, woo, okay, in addition, there are 150 rare rabbits. The hunt begins. So wait, hold on. Okay, whoa. So the 13 super rare rabbits are 13 Buccaneers, 13 members of the Buccaneer clan, I'm assuming. They've introduced the super rare rabbits. They just found the super rare rabbits. Though those, they're referring to the Buccaneers because they're hunting them. So they're super rare rabbits, right? In addition, there are 150 rare rabbits. That's Kuma and the rest of his people. They probably don't know that Kuma's a Buccaneer. I mean, but then at the same time, maybe it's because he's in a big group of other slaves. But they knew his parents were Buccaneers, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't even remember. I don't remember. Because they were doing the Nika dance. And they saw the Nika dance. They said, yo, cut that shit out, bro. So, boom. They told them just to, start running. Damn, yo, that shit crazy. They got them all chained up because they tranquilized. They dropped on the island with massive units of force, right? They had, many people in the military pulling up. But their guns had tranquilizer darts in them. So they overwhelmed them with numbers and military force. Tranquilized all the people, captured them. To turn it into, they could have killed them there, took them and kidnapped them there, made them slaves there. They had Shaggy this whole time. I'm about to say something a little on the grim side. They had Shaggy this whole time. They want to turn her into a wife or a slave through this competition. We all know what that means. We saw what happened to Jenny, right? They could have did whatever they wanted to Shaggy this whole time, but they're so sick that they didn't. And you would think it's the opposite. You would think that they're so sick they would just do some shit immediately. But no, they're so sick that they didn't do something immediately. They want to wait. You know what I'm saying? They want to drag it out. They want to turn it into a game. They want to put her up on the throne, on a pedestal, and make it a competition. They kept her in pristine condition, never touched, fed, treated well, everything. Her mental state is probably fine too. They haven't been even abusing her with mental words or anything. It's just they treating her completely fine, preserving her in this bottle. And then they open up the bottle and let everybody come and try to they fighting for her. Same thing with these people. It's like, bro, well, they didn't really treat them as good as her, obviously, right? They all fucked up. But they wanted to turn this into a game, bro. They had enough power. My whole point is they had enough power to just end this shit right now. They didn't want to. And this is partially the reason why people have a chance to even fight back and all this other shit can go astray. If they just use their power to immediately terminate the people, nobody could do anything. Rox wouldn't be able to pull up and save his family, if that's what's about to happen. So he said, all you rabbits better start running. They said the hunt will begin in 1 hour. They said, is he serious? Are they going to start killing us all, really? Okay. It's an old man. They all running. Yo, it's the whole village, the whole Guy Valley running. They said, we just have to survive for 3 weeks and we're free. Yo, 3 weeks? What? That's crazy. You gotta survive for 3 weeks? What? Just run for it. It's our only hope. There has to be a good place to hide. They all crying and running and screaming and shit. This is wild. Okay. Ugly ass celestial dragons. Let the hunt begin. Oh ho 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 ho. They said, let the rabbits. He said, little rabbits, where are you? One dude said, you laughing? Wait, hold on, wait. I just thought of something. Oh, did my screen? What happened? Oh no. Oh yeah, this is that problem that happens. Give me 1 second. Something went wrong on the other screen. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I got y'all. I'm right here though. I'm not getting up. I just gotta look over at this other screen and do something that's real quick. And I'm almost done. No, it's right here. Boom. And then hold on, one more. I think that's not it. It's not the rest. It's not all of it. Hold on. Wait. It's an interruption. I know, but we gonna be good. It's okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. So they're all running, right? They said we just have to survive for 3 weeks and we're free. They said just run for it. It's our only hope. There has to be a good place to hide. Let the hunt begin. Okay. Now they're all looking around. You see this ugly dude right here? Hold on, let me put him on the top left. Look at him. On the top left. You see this ugly dude? Oh my God. This dude's ugly as fuck, bro. He's ugly as fuck. Oh my God. Oda's making these dudes ugly. His man's right here ugly as shit too. Where is he? Y'all see him? His face is like cut off a little bit by the box. But y'all see the dude on the top left. He's ugly as shit. Said, they said, little rabbits, where are you? So people like hiding behind rocks, like consoling their babies, trying to make them not cry. Damn, bro. That's why niggas is hiding babies in boxes and shit, huh? Okay. Hiding a baby in the sun. Yo, God Valley crazy, okay? The babies are crying. It's like a zombie apocalypse. Like if the babies start crying, some asshole might throw their baby away somewhere. But if you're not throwing your baby away, you cannot keep your baby quiet during a situation like this. It's like a dog that's not going to stop barking on command. Like it's a wrap. You got to deal with it. So he said, I found myself some rabbits. They begging. She said, oh no, please. No, just let our baby live. Please, I beg of you. He said, whoa, blam, blam, blam. That's 3 shots, bro. That's 3 shots. He killed the baby, the nigga, and the wife. See, listen, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Right here, this is human versus human, bro. You see that dude hiding behind a rock? He big as hell. The dude hiding behind that rock is big as shit. Okay? You telling me he's not gonna run up on that celestial dragon and start boxing him for a couple seconds so his wife and kid can get off? So they can go home free? Like, nah. He should have started boxing. His wife begging for their life. His wife is begging for their life. He's not doing anything. That's a little pathetic. I understand the situation, but that's a little pathetic. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that post reading. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that shit later. Somebody else begging, please spare my life. It's an old couple. Please don't spare my husband. He old as hell. He can't even talk. Damn, they getting blam, blam, blam. They just laughing. Boy, yeah. What is that? It's a boy, yeah. It's a boy, yeah. Boy, yeah. He laughing at him. The land of the gods, sacred Mary Joie. He said, woo, yes, get him. The Figurlin family is in the lead. But the Bavette and Maymare families are close in pursuit. The whole crowd cheering, yeah, they got screens up, so they're watching it too. Okay, yeah, they showed that in the last panel, right? The last panel, they showed a snail on a wall. See that snail? It's on a wall. And they're broadcasting the God Valley from every angle possible with different snails and shit. They're doing some crazy shit. all the way to the Holy Lands, all the way to Mary Joie. They're broadcasting from God Valley to Mary Joie. That's wild, okay? Riggling family's in the lead, and you see him just chopping motherfuckers. Damn, he's just chopping niggas. And that's why he don't want no Celestial Dragon wife, because they ugly as hell, bro. You see them? So there you go. Top left, top left. Celestial Dragon woman right here, they're ugly as shit, okay? That's why Garland does not want a Celestial Dragon wife. That's why he wanted Shaki. Can you blame him? You got to go down to the lower realm. The lower realm to get a perfect wife. Ain't that ironic? You got to descend from the Holy Land and go into the lower realms to get the perfect wife for yourself. A god. All right, buddy. Sounds like you really you kind of acknowledging the truth without really acknowledging the truth at that point, right? You want the baddest bitch in all the lands, but you're not finding her in heaven. So you gotta come down real quick and sneak away and steal her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even. Come on, nah, bro. That's a different type of perspective. That's a different type of perspective you gotta have on that. Garland is on that, if you think about it. That's what's happening. So yeah, that's what all the Celestial Dragons do, actually, yeah. So they're sitting there talking. They said, who did you bet on? The Shepherd's family. The Shepherds in the family competition. Gunko for the individual race. Okay. So the family competition, he bet on the Shepherds. That's not Garling. My bad. That's what's his name? It's Summers. That's Summers. The Shepherd's family is Summers. And then Gunko for the individual race. So they got like multiple bets going on and shit. You sure? She's great, but she's still just the knighthood's pet, devoted blade of God. She's the blade of God. Okay, so she might be Emu's direct sword, as we see in Elbaf, right? That makes sense. If she's the blade of God, Emu uses her to directly do things. You know, she's his blade, so he swings her around when he wants to have things done with his own hand. Like, fine, I'll do it myself. On some Thanos shit, Emu will possess Gunko and have her go into the mortal realm. Right, she'll have Gunko descend into the mortal realm and start acting out all of his duties and all that sort of shit, right? Everything he wants to do, his will, I should say. So she's the pet, she's the knighthood's pet, devoted blade of God. That's what he said. Devoted blade of God. She's from the Manmeyer family. So what's the Manmeyer family? I don't remember if I know who that is exactly. So we got Gunko running around, and it looks like, oh, that's not her talking. That's the announcer talking. The announcer's talking. He said, "Eek." He's like having hearts for Gunko. He said, "Eek." Chalk another one up for chalk another excellence bonus. Okay, chalk up another excellence bonus. They getting bonuses for just killing multiple people and, like, you know, doing it like Devil May Cry, being a little flashy. Chalk up another excellence bonus for the Manmeyer family. Devoted blade of God, Manmeyer family. Saint Gunko. So Gunko is a saint. Saint Gunko. I did notice that last chapter when she got introduced and she didn't have a saint title, they did say that was an error. So they fixed that later on, and they made sure not to make the same mistake here. So it's Saint Gunko. Listen, I'm so jealous of Saint Garland. He's gonna bag this beauty to be his wife. And they're looking at her through the cage. It looks like nothing's official yet. And it's just people out there, you know, Shaki all depressed and shit. You know what I mean? She could be as tough as she want, but obviously, like, damn, this is some fucked up shit. Like, you ain't got no power here, right? You know what I mean? You're gonna have to feel some sort of way. You have no power. So Summers chasing the kid up a tree. He said, "Oh, you got yourself up real high up there. Don't worry, you can jump down. I've got a nice cushion of thorns waiting for you." He said, "No, stop. He's screaming. This dude evil, bro. He's evil. He said, please don't. That's my son. Daddy, don't worry, I'll catch you. Such a touching display. Damn. And then flash forward. Dragon walks through. They're dead. That same dude is dead. The fucking kids. Everybody, bro. And then Dragon said, if I defy the celestial dragons and try to save someone, and he's almost throwing up. He said my entire platoon will be beheaded. Damn. And somebody said they reporting back on the boat to they leaders. They said, is everyone here then? He said, of course, sir. Stupid Dragon. Where is he gone? He better not be on that island. So he already knows Dragon is not with the platoon, but he lied, right? They said, is everyone here? Nah. Yeah, of course, sir. We all here. And he's thinking in his head, stupid Dragon. Where is he gone? Let's see. He don't want Dragon doing some shit. He already know what type of person Dragon is, obviously, but he's suppressing him. He's trying to tell him, don't think individual thoughts. So he knows Dragon's on the island. The Dragon creeping up on the celestial dragons. He should have put on a disguise and started saving niggas on God Valley. That would have been some wild shit. They said, ooh, I found him. The 10,000 point Buccaneer. Is that Kuma? Okay, yeah, it's Kuma and them boys, right? He said, don't waste, okay, this is Ivankov. I remember his name. He said, don't waste your time dreaming of salvation from this sick game. We have to escape the game itself. They talking like this is the Squid Games. Oh no. Let's get off God Valley together. And Dragon sees that shit. He's like, they still got hope. Okay, yo, this is how Dragon sees the kids. They all younger than him at the time. He sees Jenny, Kuma, Ivankov, and who else is with him? I can't tell who else is with him. It's some random people. It might be other people that we see in the army later, in the Revolutionary Army later. I don't know. We saying, yeah, they still got hope, huh? And we see a celestial dragon. He said, get a taste of my killer 10-shot rifle. Damn. Yo. Swoop. He's shooting that rifle. Boom. That gunfire. Oh, damn. So he didn't shoot his gun. Dragon shot his gun. You heard this swoop. That's Dragon laying out a celestial dragon. He said, oh, damn, I've really done it now. He's breathing all heavy. And then this is other celestial dragon running around in ecstasy, talking about some blam, blam, and people screaming, and he's just breathing all heavy and shit, happy as hell. He's killing people. Oh my God. So it's a big ass explosion. Damn, huh? To the east of the island. What is it? It's the Rocks Pirates. And not just them. There are all kind of pirate crews pulling up. Yo, they all found out. It's the Rocks and everybody else like, yo, where the fuck Shaggy at? Where is Shaggy at? Hey, we bringing Shaggy back. I know y'all niggas took her. Where the fuck she at? That nigga Rocks pulled up, bro. Yo, we bringing Shaggy back. He said, all right, folks. Shaggy, treasure, devil fruits. There's no point of us killing each other over them. I propose a temporary team up. Bring back the treasure, and then we'll split it even. No complaints about that, I trust. Rocks is trying to, you know what I mean? He's trying to rule the fucking crew. He got the crew together, right? So them niggas is already, you know, they already on the individual shit. But he's like, yo, bro, let's team the fuck up. We got Bad Mom right here, bro. We got Bad Mom right here. You see Bad Mom in the top left. Look at the top left of the box. You see that's Bad Mom right there. Boom. And on the right, you see him right there on the right. That's Whitebeard, you know what I'm saying? Boom. And on the bottom, we got the little cake making man. I forgot his name. Little cake making dude. He make them cakes. He probably gonna make Big Mom cakes later. We got Shaki. Nah, we got Stussy. My bad. We got Stussy. We got little Buckingham right there underneath Whitebeard. You know what I'm saying? We got Golden Lion, Shiki, Gloriosa, Silver. Who this nigga? I forgot his name. Damn. Damn, I forgot what this nigga is right now. Oh no, Captain Jack. It's Captain Jack. My bad. Nah, we got Captain Jack right here drinking. Nah, we got Captain Jack. My bad. Captain Jack, right? So now they said, but we can't split Shaggy. She's gonna fall in love with whoever saves her first, obviously. That's what the Golden Lion said. Silver Axe said, yeah, you're not gonna beat me to her. Okay, and Jack said, Shaggy's gonna fall in love with whoever gets the most treasure. Shaggy's gonna fall in love with whoever gets the most treasure. He's drunk and shit. Whitebeard said, you have fun with that. I'm just concerned about my friend. And if she falls in love with me, well, I'm not complaining. So she said, what are you talking about, Newgate? Okay, Gloriosa said, but if I save Shaggy, then maybe Roger will be grateful to me. And, okay, yeah, she's trying to get Roger. Okay, the cake making dude who made the cake said, Wang Zi stayed behind on the island. We'll ban him from her bar. Big Mom said, you're all fools. The entire world could turn upside down, and Shaggy's never paid attention to you. Shaggy never paid attention to you. That's what she said, okay. Kaido said, are you really going to give me a devil fruit, Lin Lin? Like, yo, Kaido really, like, we got to understand, like, the deeper. I know it's nothing super crazy, but at the same time, it might be something crazy. Like, they might have been slaves, but Big Mom wasn't a slave. We don't know if she got captured later, but as far as we know, Big Mom was not a slave. Kaido was an orphan. She has to be like legit a big sister to Kaido, because Kaido in these past flashbacks, he's a grown ass man, but every time he talks, he's speaking like a little ass kid toward Big Mom. Like, Lin Lin, what should I do, Lin Lin? Are you gonna give me a devil fruit, Lin Lin? Tell me, Lin Lin, this, that, Lin Lin. Like, he's just asking Lin Lin everything, bro. So Kaido definitely is following her all the fucking way. Like, when does he become the nigga who wants to kill himself because he's a monster? When does he become that? Maybe after he gets the devil fruit, right? Maybe the devil fruit made him feel different. Like, he just felt powerful, so he started acting different. I don't know. Because Kaido is like, right now, he's like a little fucking kid. What should I do, Lin Lin? Lin Lin, Lin Lin, Lin Lin. He's just asking Big Mom everything. Like that's his big sister or some shit. He can't do shit without Big Mom. So they storming the island. Boom, fire, boom, da-doom, cannonballs and shit. Kablam. They say ignore them, charge through. Navy Marines, they saying look out. Damn, they getting blasted. Okay. Rock said, you're wasting your time, Navy. Follow my lead, Rock's pirates. And he charging up in that motherfucker, right? So you're wasting your time, Navy. Okay, boom, yo, the nigga crashed his boat into the island and another little ass Navy boat. His boat looking diesel. I'm not gonna lie, his boat look kind of strong. That's a strong boat that he got. That shit big as fuck. It's like a giant's boat compared to the Navy ship that they got right there. So boom, he crashed into them. They're probably dead, like half of them at least, okay? And we got a fat Celestial Dragon running back to the Navy Marines, right? Because like that's the chain of command, right? Like Celestial Dragons are treated like important people. That's why I don't know where they exactly lie on the hierarchy of things, but it definitely goes like Imu, probably Gonko, but Imu and Gonko one and the same, right? So that's Imu, Celestial Dragons, God's Knights, but then, I mean, no, not Celestial Dragons. Underneath Imu is the Gorosei. Gorosei. Celestial Dragons are somewhere in between all of that. They're outside of that shit because they're high priority. They're the citizens and the civilians of the Holy Land. You know what I'm saying? So they get treated different. Like they can order a God's Knight around. They can order Marines around, but they're also not completely free from being executed, because if you do some shit that goes against what the fuck we got going on, like, you know, the like Doflamingo's grandfather, or what, yeah, his grandfather, if you do some shit like that, then they're gonna get you, they're gonna kill you. But like the Celestial Dragons, they got like a special position because they running back like, oh no, the pirates have arrived. What are you doing, Navy? If a single hair on our heads is must, you'll all be hanged from the neck. It's an urgent report. Attention needed on the western coast. Okay, this dragon, we see dragon running with the babies. Okay, yo, he running from the fucking Marine group. It's the Roger Pirates. He's running fast as hell. And the kids just looking like clueless. They just looking clueless. He said, "Are you boys staying quiet? It's a miracle." He's thinking that shit. So yeah, it's a bunch of chaos going on. The pirates pulled up, right? Dun 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 dun. I don't know what that's for, but I guess it's all the people marching. It's a bunch of sounds going off. It said, "Move all the celestial dragons to the center of the island. They mustn't be harmed under any circumstances." That's what I'm saying, right? Like they get their high priority. Like the God's Knights will be working for the celestial dragons. They'll get told, like, you know, Garland, they're all there to defend them to an extent. But the Marines, they say, "Oh, what is it? What is happening? It's like the end of the world." First Rocks, now Roger. They said the pirates have landed. It's a big ass explosion. It's a bunch of screaming and cheering going on. Okay. Oh hell no, bro. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Wait. We got the whole Roger Pirates crew pulling up in the flesh, right? Rayleigh on the right, Gabon on the left. We got all them other random niggas in the back. A nigga who look like Frankie with some goggles on. Let me put him in the top right for y'all. Y'all see him in the top right? Maybe I see him. He right here in the top right. He got some goggles on his forehead. This dude got an afro on the top right. Look at him in the top right. He got an afro and it's covering his fucking eyes. I don't know who that is. My bad. I hit forward. So they all screaming, "Oh, that's Gabon." No, my bad. That's Roger screaming, "I'm gonna go rescue Shaki." None of the rest of you have a shot, so focus on the treasure. Okay, and then he just gets trampled. Damn, his fucking crew tramples him. So yo, I already know people don't like that. They don't like Roger being like a funny dude. Like that's the best way I could describe it. He's a funny dude. He's a funny man. He's a hockey man. He's a hockey man like Shanks, but he's a funny man. Cause like his whole crew just fucking stomped on him. Like fuck that, fuck you, nigga. Like we about to go get Shaki, and that's his crew. So his crew was like his friends all the way, and he's the captain. But it's like Luffy. Like when it's captain shit, they gonna listen to him. But when it's just him being Roger, like nigga, go get me that special bird or whatever the fuck he want. You know, some selfish Roger shit. They're not gonna listen to him. Roger, fuck you, bro. Like we got to go over here and get the treasure. They're not gonna listen to Roger, but like, cause you know that's their friend at the same time. But they just trampled that dude. They trampled the shit out of that nigga. So now that the Roger Pirates and the Rocks Pirates pulled up, we see Garland getting stressed out. He said, "Damn it, I can't focus on the game." So he was locked in, killing people. He was having fun. Celestial Dragons. They said, "What is going on here? Just do something." See the fucking Holy Knights of God. Hold on, what's going on here? Who is this? She got the sharp teeth and shit like a fish woman, but no, like a Oni. She got the Oni going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. But we got Garland right here, right? And what does he say? Boom, he said, "Pull the Navy back and protect the Celestial Dragons. The Holy Knights of God are stepping in." Boom, right? Pirates are landing on every shore. Fight back the battleships. And don't let them disembark. It might be too late for that. So Garland pulls up with a whole crew looking fancy. Couple of bad bitches in the crew. Couple of serious looking monsters in the crew. I don't know who the fuck this furry monster dude is. He look crazy. He got wings. Okay, so the furry monster dude has wings on his back. You can see wings in the left of the panel. Fact. Can I put it in the screen for y'all? Let me see. You see them wings right there? Boom. You see that? Y'all probably can see it if you focus on the top left of that box. Okay. Next to the text, there's a wings sticking out right here. And it's attached to this big ugly monster right here. So he has wings, and it looks like a fucking halo behind him. I don't know. Look, he got a halo floating behind him or some shit. I gotta see what's going on. But Pirates are landing on every shore. Fight back the battleships. Don't let them disembark. It's too late for that. Boom. It's just explosions and shit. Whitebeard chopping through, crushing motherfuckers. The pirates are all charging on the island. We don't know what they're after. They're after everything, nigga. Shaggy, the devil fruits, the treasure, nigga. It's everything. Bro, hold on, bro. Whoa. Hold on, bro. Okay. See, now, this is the only thing I saw was a nigga named Garp holding a cannonball, bro. Well, listen. They said the pirates are all charging onto the island. We don't know what they're after. They getting like fucking crushed by the Rocks pirate crew. Whitebeard, Golden Lion, they just chopping through. And you see a cannonball. Hold on. Don't chop up my men. Like a plate of veggies. And this Garp threw a cannonball into the crew. Blew up a whole lot of them motherfuckers. And then Rocks and Roger. Huh? Nani? They turn around like, what? And then the Marines are rejoicing. Oh, that ship. Oh, it's the ship. It's Vice Admiral Garp. He said, here I am, baby. Yo, that's crazy. Garp pull up, here I am, baby. Reinforcements have arrived. It's Vice Admiral Garp. Garp's fleet. The Marines. Here I am, baby. They said, yes, we're saved. And Garp is just smiling. Is Garp really the biggest problem in this era? Garp, listen. Garp might be the biggest fucking problem in this era, bro. Yo, he might be the biggest problem in this era. We already know that Whitebeard's a problem. He's his own man. He's a problem. But we know he's not getting highlighted like Rocks and Roger. He's on Rocks' crew. He's following this nigga at this time. Like, he's still a problem. He got that devil fruit. He's a problem. But he's not getting highlighted like Rocks and Roger was. They was getting highlighted the whole time. Now Garp pulls up and it feels like Garp is like the wall. Garp feels like the wall right now. The way he just got introduced. He feels like the wall. What I mean by that, well, what the fuck is a wall? It stops you, nigga. You gotta climb that bitch or get around it or break through that motherfucker. Garp is the wall right now, okay? That's what he seems like. I don't know exactly if that's what's going on, but that nigga the wall, okay? He's the wall. Now, let me go back, because that shit was crazy. It took me 40 minutes to read that. That's the longest it took me to read a fucking One Piece chapter. That shit was wild. Now, listen, this is the part in the video. I'm gonna go back. Real quick, I'm gonna go back. You see I'm at the beginning. The screen gonna go a little dark. I'm gonna take a couple of screenshots of each panel. I do this every video. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm gonna tell you, okay? I'm gonna take a couple of screenshots. I'm gonna go back. And this is the part in the video where I'm gonna talk about the whole chapter, post-chapter, post-reading that shit. And I'm gonna chop it out and make it into a video, okay? So you're gonna hear me talk about the chapter like you didn't just hear me talk about the chapter already. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that shit again. Okay, you're gonna be like, oh, you just read this. Yeah, I know I just read it, but I'm gonna reiterate for the video people. This is the live stream. Let me take these screenshots real quick. While I'm doing this shit though, let me just say, first of all, Dragon is wild. Young Dragon is wild. Dragon might steal a devil fruit at God Valley. I'm thinking Dragon might steal a devil fruit at God Valley so he can save the slaves. He's gonna save Kuma, Ginny, Ivankov, and whoever else he can get his hands on. And I don't know how he's gonna get separated from Shanks and Shamrock, the babies. I don't know how he's gonna get separated from the babies, but that shit is gonna happen somehow. And we're gonna have to see that shit happen. Hold on, this is the last screenshot, last one, okay, last one. And then Garp, oh my god, this nigga is pulling up. Like I said, Garp is the wall that they're gonna have to climb over, walk around, dig a tunnel underneath, or break through the motherfucker, because Garp is not going anywhere. I don't feel like He pulled up, and hold on, wait. For a fact, we see Bogart back there. You know what I'm saying? Bogart. What's Bogart gonna do? Are we gonna get a little Bogart action? I know Bogart is like a low key favorite because he Garp's right hand man, and he's a sword man, right? He's a sword man. He might not be a hockey man. He's not a devil fruit man, but he might be a sword man, okay? And we know he's a sword man. That blade, we never seen it get used though. You see him in the top right now, Bogart. So Bogart, man, we need to see what the fuck Bogart's about, okay? I'm sorry, I need to see what the fuck Bogart's about for real. Like, is he about to fight? He about to like box like Gabon, Bailey, or is he gonna try to square up with Roger? Garp ain't gonna let us square up with Roger. Let me stop. I'm playing around. My bad. I didn't mean that. But anyway, hold on real quick. Let me go full screen for y'all, okay? Let me go full screen. Give me 1 second. And I gotta switch the music because now we about to break some shit down, okay? Hold on 1 second. I'm still here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get the screenshots up. Y'all gonna see the magic, okay? I'm about to make a video in real time for all the people who wasn't here in the stream. You know what I'm saying? For that, I got y'all. All right, here we go. Listen. Now, like I said, I'm gonna reiterate one more time. I know people watch live too. I'm about to just talk about that chapter. And it's the part in the video where I'm gonna chop this out and make it a video, okay? So y'all gonna hear me break the chapter down in video format, but I'm gonna do it live. So bear with me, okay? But the people who watch the video, they're not gonna hear all this shit. Only y'all hear this shit. So y'all get to hear me wonder how the fuck to start the video. Cause I don't know how the fuck to start the video. How the fuck am I about to start this video? And is my music too loud? Hold on. Yeah, I turned the music down a little bit. That should be cool. I think I'm gonna start the video by saying, we finally got the God Valley incident, okay? Chapter 1160. That shit was crazy. I just got done reading it. And we start up with the Celestial Dragons going crazy over the new revelation of the Davy clan being present in God Valley, okay? They put them into the games. We see Little Blackbeard and other Buccaneers. Apparently, there's only 13 of them. I don't know what that means. Are they including the kids? I don't know. But later on, you're going to see the panel when they say that they have 13 of the special rabbits, the special rare rabbits. That's what they're referring to them as, because they're hunting them like rabbits, okay? So the Buccaneers, there's about 13 of them left. I don't know if that's not including not Davy Jones, my bad. It's not including his father Rocks, okay? Zebek. It's not including him. But anyway, we see Garland talking to Saturn. He's getting praised for starting the whole event, okay? And Dragon is a real highlight of this chapter, okay? He's going through a lot of shit. And that also, it makes me think again. I also got to ask the question. I need to see what my bad. I need to see what Garp went through. I know Garp went through something. But why did he stay? Like, we know he's not a complete asshole. We know he's still got a heart and he got morals and he sees what's wrong. He knows what's wrong. He knows the celestial dragons and the Marines are wrong. But reading this chapter and reading everything that Dragon goes through, every time I see this Marine shit in these past few chapters, it makes me think like, yo, what the fuck did Garp, like, what is his philosophy? Completely. I need to know why he stayed, okay? Like, I'm not on that train of Garp is bad and this and that. I'm not on that train. But at this point, I need a stronger justification for him to deal with the Marines. And he's not even trying to climb in the hierarchy to gain more power so he could change the system. He's fine where he's at, doing the little things he can do. I don't know. I need to see something about that. But I digress. Anyway. So we got Kuma here, and Kuma and the rest of his crew, or the people that arrived, the slaves that arrived with Kuma, they number in 150. So it seems like they don't know that Kuma's a Buccaneer, but maybe he's included in the 13. I don't know. That's another side note that I noticed, okay? But this shit is super evil. They could have ended their lives quick. They captured them all just to make them run away. Same thing they did with Shaki. They could have did whatever they wanted to Shaki immediately, but they captured her and preserved her in a jar, made her perfect. No cuts, no touch, nobody did anything to her, probably not even any mental trauma or damage, just so they can keep her preserved for this game. That's some sick shit. Okay, you would think the sick people would like do stuff immediately, but they're so sick, they're gonna wait to do something to you. Okay, that's how sick they are. So like, yeah, half of the chapter is a bunch of like torment going on with the residents of God Valley. Okay, as we know, Garland is in the lead. He's killing, and I made a funny note here. Like, I realized that this is probably why Garland wanted a wife outside of God Valley. I mean, outside of the Holy Land, because these bitches ugly as hell. Let's just keep it real. Look at them. Like, come on, bro. All the celestial dragons are ugly as shit. And the women are ugly as shit. That's probably why he left his land to go get somebody in the lower lands. And that's kind of ironic. You're leaving heaven, you're leaving your holy land to go get somebody who's perfect for you in the lower realms, right? That's some ironic shit right there. But we learned a little more about Gunko. Apparently she's the blade of God, the devoted blade of God, which makes sense, okay? Because we seen what happened on Elbath in the last, before this flashback happened. Emu took her body over directly to exact his will upon the island, like to do the things that, the people he sent out couldn't do themselves. He said, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And he took Gunko over and started doing it with her bodies. Like, he's like, took control of her and all that. So the blade of God has, I think that's the deeper meaning to that, because as we see here, she still has the half, what's it called? I forgot what it's called when you have two different colored eyes, but she has that going on. Heterochromia, right? I think that's what it's called. But she has a different color eye right here. And we know that indicates the fact that Emu is in possession of her body. And we also know that, because we've seen her, she knows Brooke. So she's been like this for a while, probably since she was a little girl or a kid, whatever, right? Emu's been in control of her and has her as a servant, working as the blade of God this whole time. So we're going to probably find out more about what that means. Like, like how did he do that? Why her? You know what I'm saying? There could have been many other people, but why her? So they got Shaki trapped away, right? Yeah, obviously she looking all glum and gloom and all that, because she could be as like, she is strong as she is and all that, but you overpowered and you're in this situation, of course you're gonna be like, bummed out, like, damn, this shit fucking sucks. I'm gonna have to kill somebody, or I'm just gonna get, I'm about to be a slave or some shit, whatever. So yeah, it's nothing she could really do. That's my point. So yeah, we see Summers down here being an asshole too, by the way, chasing kids up a tree. And he killed the whole family. He killed everybody. The dad goes in and tries to save the kid later, and Dragon sees the wreckage of what's left of that. He sees the same people, they all got targets on their back. This is like one of the moments right here. This is really what made me think, like, yo, what the Garp Garp saw this shit. I'm just thinking, I'm picturing Garp in every situation Dragon's in, right? And every time I see some shit like this, I'm saying to myself, like, yo, if Garp was right here, what was he saying? He, instead of saying if I defy the celestial dragons, blah 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 blah, he didn't say that. He said, fuck it, it's a part of the mission. I'm a Marine, and he just kept moving. That had to be what Garp did, because Dragon's like throwing up almost, and he's like, this shit is like sickening him. Like he's feeling that shit in the pit of his stomach. And what does he end up doing? He ends up defying his platoon anyway. He sees Kuma and the rest of them. And he ends up killing one of the celestial dragons. Okay, he kills the celestial dragon, and he said, "Damn, I done that shit now. I did it." So now he knows there's no going back. At least, I mean, maybe they wouldn't know he did it, so maybe he could have got away with that shit. But he's not about to act like he didn't kill a celestial dragon. Like, he's not about to act like that. No, he's not Garp. He's not about to act like he didn't see people dying and getting killed and children dying and shit. He's not Garp, so he's different. So later on, we see, obviously, the main thing that this chapter is about, right? The Rocks pirates pull the fuck up on God Valley. And I've been saying this whole time, God Valley is gonna happen in a way we can't even picture it, okay? Based on what we know about God Valley already, the vague shit we've already known, I think God Valley, it's not even gonna turn out like that. It's gonna be a complete curveball in what's happening. The fact that Shaki got kidnapped and she's a part of the reason all of these crews are going there was already a huge curveball in and of itself. We didn't even imagine, and a lot of people, they try to dilute and like try to downplay that plot point, which I don't think it's a bad thing, right? But some people, all of a sudden, they're mad that their favorite character is in love with some woman, or that he would go to like war for a woman, or like, you know, he's trying to kill somebody or fight for the woman. So a lot of people are mad about that. I can't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me, but a lot of people are mad about that in and of itself. They're still mad that people like Rocks and, you know, the Golden Lion Shiki got heart eyes and all that sort of shit. But, you know, I digress anyway. And I want to note something, right? I'll talk about it more later, but I didn't even notice this panel kind of, you know, what do I want to say, kind of highlights what I'm talking about. Kaido and Big Mom, their relationship is like, Kaido is like a little fucking kid. Okay, he's like a little fucking kid, and like he's even looking at her, like, cause he needs her to tell him what to do. Like, Linlin, should I do this? Linlin, should I do that? Linlin. He's just asking Linlin every fucking thing, right? We're gonna see that later too. Like, the first thing he asks right here is, are you really gonna give me a devil fruit, Linlin? Like, bruh, everybody else is going for their own goals. They're acting on their own will to be here. Kaido was literally following Big Mom around. That's the only reason he's here in the fucking crew. That's the only reason he's trying to fight for anything right now. He has no reason to fight for anything other than the fact that he's following Big Mom around, or should I say Big Sister around. He's following her around, right? That's Big Sister for him. Bad Mom, that's not, you know, that's Bad Mom. That's not Big Mom. Big Mom, the fat, ugly one. That's Bad Mom. He's following Bad Mom around like that's his big sister. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I wonder when he becomes the Kaido that we know. Like the Kaido who was trying to kill himself and who was strong as fuck, like almost immortal, and he's been killing people, clubbing everybody with a hammer, doesn't care about shit, and wants to have his own shit. When does he become that? I thought he grew up like that. Like, I need to know more about their backstory, because I know Kaido was like an orphan. He was running around like real rough, beating people up. But when did he become like this? Always dependent on Linlin. And when did that stop? I didn't completely stop, because, you know, as we seen in Wano, Kaido's still kind of like, Big Mom could talk to him however she wants, kind of, right? But anyway, I digress. So we got Rocks pulling up also. So that's the next crew to pull up. We already seen this crew pulling up, but they pull up first, I guess I should say. They pull up first, It starts causing a lot of chaos on the island. Okay, even Garland is like, bro, I can't focus on the hunt anymore. What's going on? Like, it's a lot of noise. I can't focus. So first rocks, now Roger pulls up, as the rest of the Navy says. When Roger pulls up, it's kind of funny because, as I was saying earlier, he gets trampled by his whole fucking crew. He gets trampled by the whole crew, okay? Like, does this mean he's weaker than all of them? Like, you gotta stop thinking like that, okay? I know people think like that. You gotta stop thinking about all that stupid shit, okay? It's funny. Roger's the type of person he is. Like I said earlier, he's friends with all his crew members. Like, if he's on some selfish Roger shit, like, I want to do something because I want to do it, and it has nothing to do with being a captain, it has nothing to do with being a pirate, they're gonna say, Roger, shut the fuck up, bro. We're going east. We're not doing that dumb shit. We're seeing the world's biggest chicken. We're going east, bro. You talking about some dumb shit. We're going east, bro. We getting the treasure. They might say that. The navigator's going to ignore him probably. Like, Roger, man, nigga, you seen a chicken before. You don't need to see the world's biggest chicken. Shut up. We're going east, Captain. But if he's serious like Luffy on some captain shit, because it's the same kind of thing with Luffy. Like, they smack Luffy around all day. They tell him to stop doing that or shut up. No, we're not doing this. Like, you're trying to get us killed. It's the same type of thing. So he's friends with his crew, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. People have a problem with that, I know. I don't see a problem with that, okay? He's talking about, I'm gonna go rescue Shaggy. None of you have a shot at that shit, so go focus on the treasure. They trample him over, okay? And here we see Garland and the rest of the Celestial Dragons getting disrupted. Now, the Roger crew also pulling up. And we also get an introduction, kind of. Not a complete one, because we don't have their individual names. But we get an introduction to the rest of the Celestial Dragons. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Bullhead over here, okay? But we see this Oni looking Celestial Dragon, and we got this big demon looking Celestial Dragon, and I want to talk about him for a second in particular because he has wings. Okay, you see these wings right here. I don't know if people noticed that. I didn't watch what other people said, but I noticed he had wings, okay? Emu has bat wings. The first people we seen with wings like this were like demons or like a bat person. But other than that, it was like demons, people, dark people and all that sort of shit, right? So we seen Robin in her demonio form. She had some little wings, whatever, right? Emu is a real demon, had wings, okay? I'm wondering, and I think he has horns too. I'm pretty sure this is an indication of a horn. And I didn't take the full screenshot, but there was some thing floating around like in the arcing motion above his head, and it looked like it's kind of indicative of a halo. Like he had a halo behind him, like Zamasu, like, the halo that floats behind your back. I don't know if he had a halo and he has demon horns and demon wings and a halo at the same time, like, because they're God's knights, but they're evil. They're not really good people. Holy knights, right? I don't know. But I think he was the most, like, he's the weirdest one here because he might be it reminded me of the Yeti Cool brothers, right? You remember the Yeti Cool brothers? It was like two Yeti brothers. They were like giants, but they were abominable snowmen at the same time. So I don't know. Like, he might be a giant. He might be a demon. We're going to find that shit out later. Okay. I think we got her name before with the hat, but I don't remember who the fuck she is. Her, I don't think we've seen her before. Okay. And like I said, these two right here, I don't remember them. So yeah, we're going to find more out about them later. I think that's going to happen. I expect that to happen. Especially with this fight in God Valley happening, like they might get paired up fighting different people. Like he might fight Gabon. Like honestly, he might be fighting Gabon. Like they're stepping in, they're giving up the game for a second. They're saying pull back the Navy and protect the Celestial Dragons. Okay, so this is a panel we've seen before, and I was also confused. Let me talk about that for a second. I was confused because we got bits and pieces of God Valley, right? And we only knew the general like happenings, right? We knew that Roger and Garp team up to protect the Celestial Dragons and their slaves, to defend them, I should say, against Rox's crew, Rox's whole crew. Now we have the introduction of the Holy Knights being a thing that exists. So God Valley is already different from what they summarized before, because Holy Knights exist. They protect the celestial dragons already, right? So I'm wondering, how will Garp and Roger end up also protecting celestial dragons if they have the Holy Knights here? That's the part that doesn't make sense, and it's going to have to be retconned. It's going to have to be some recontextualization, but behind that shit and around that shit, like it already has been a little bit, because that just wouldn't make sense. Okay, and he's telling the Navy to pull back. That made me think, like, if Garp is there, how come Garp had special permissions to not pull back? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Garp. I know that's Garp, but like, if the Holy Knights are telling them to pull back, I'm sure they're higher in command than Garp, right? Admiral Garp, or whatever the fuck his rank is right now. I'm sure the Holy Knights, they're higher in the chain than Garp. So if they told the Navy to pull back, I'm wondering, why is it that Garp was still allowed to be there? Is it because he had to be there still because he was already written to be there? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. It's gonna make sense probably. He's gonna make it make sense. I know. Oda does that all the time when he retcons shit. He makes it make sense. So I'm sure we're gonna get the reason, like, because if he's just saying, no, I want to be here, fuck it, Roger's there. I know the Navy did call him, but that order right there, the order right here, pull the Navy back. That order is making me feel like, yo, Garp doesn't have to listen to the celestial dragons telling him to pull back. That's what that makes me feel like. But again, I digress. Listen. So we see the Rocks pirates ripping up the whole island. Okay, they're ripping the whole island up. And Roger, not Roger, my bad, Garp, that boy, like I said earlier, Roger is a wall. He's the wall that they have to climb over. They have to go around. They have to dig a moat or a trench underneath to avoid. You gotta avoid this wall or break through that motherfucker, because Garp is not going anywhere. It seems like his introduction is highlighting how strong he is, like how important he is to this era. Like he's a part of why God Valley stopped. At least, you know, let the legends be told. That's how the Marines tell it. That's how it was told in the story of One Piece. Like, Garp and Roger did that shit. So like, him throwing a cannonball and making Roger and Rocks turn around like Nani? What the fuck is that? Like, I think that's highlighting it. And the Marines, they're rejoicing like, yo, it doesn't matter anymore. We know there's Rocks. We know it's the Rocks' crew. We know it's Roger and his crew. But Garp is here. That's what that feels like. Yo, it's like what we know Thanos pulled up. We know that's Thanos. We know Goku just blew up a planet and now he's here. But Garp just woke up from his nap. So what the fuck are they gonna do to us? Like, Garp just, our boy Garp just woke up from his afternoon nap. We don't have to worry anymore. That's what that feels like, honestly. So I don't know if that's just like the Marines glazing him. You know, when they putting the extra Garp, they putting the extra, sauce on his name. I don't know. But Garp feels like he's the biggest problem in God Valley right now, given his introduction. That's all I'm gonna say. I know Rocks is a problem, but Rocks knows Garp, and he wanted Garp to be in his crew, so he knows he's a problem too. Like, he knows Garp's a problem. I don't know. Like, you tell me. You tell me if this introduction did not feel like they all got their own introduction. They're the big three, okay? They're the big three of this era, okay? Sengoku's not on that list. I guess it's a big four, right? Maybe Garland is in the big four, right? It's the big four, maybe. But the big three on the seas is Rocks, Roger, and Garp. And Garp made both of them turn around. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. So, I guess my final words on this shit is, what retcons will we get? We already got a few retcons, and retcon is a scary word for people, right? When they hear the word retcon, people's immediate thought is to either defend against the accusation that there is even a retcon. Like, they say, oh, it's not a retcon. No. They try to defend it. Or they immediately think because there's a retcon that equals something bad, that equals bad outcome or bad writing, or they change something for the worse. No, Retcons are not inherently bad. Okay, that happens all the time. Sometimes they're better because you're going back in hindsight and fixing some shit. So sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's not really a retcon, but the thing was left so vague. It's a plot point that was going to be used later, and it was so vague, and it was vague on purpose so you could fill in the gaps. So for some people, it might feel like, this wasn't planned the whole time. Well, that's because it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't planned the whole time. I'm sure Oda, he might have, but he also might have not planned out the entirety and every aspect of God Valley since he ever introduced the concept of God Valley. He might not have done that. Okay, it's not a complete impossible thing for him to have done that, but it's he might not have done that shit, right? So my point is, we might get retcons. That's not a bad thing. Given that Garp is pulling up, the Celestial Dragons, the God's Knights are a thing. The Holy Knights are a thing. They weren't always a thing in One Piece. They're here protecting Celestial Dragons already. Dragons also a key figure in God Valley. I'm sure we all kind of guessed, or maybe predicted that Dragon might be a part of God Valley. But now we know he is, and he's doing things. He has his hands on two of the twins. Like, how does Shamrock get back into Garland's hands? We're gonna have to see exactly how Shanks got in that chest too. And he might have put him in the chest of the fruit that he ate. So Dragon might eat a fruit at God Valley, and that empty chest he put the baby in. So just anybody can steal that shit. Like, he was like, yo, fuck it, anybody can steal it. It doesn't matter who catches the baby, who takes it at this point, as long as he does not make it back to the people the mother told me not to let him make it back to. He probably threw the baby in the chest, knowing that one of the pirates is coming to steal it, and he let them steal it. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't consider the fact that if he got an asshole pirate crew, they could have just threw the baby in the water. He probably didn't think of that, but it didn't happen. Child of prophecy, that's Shanks, okay? But like I said, it's the end of the chapter, end of the video, damn near. If I think of anything else, add on, put it in the comments. I think I talked about everything. Kaido being super dependent on Linlin. Linlin, everything's Linlin, okay? Whitebeard, he doesn't seem like he's in the big three of his era. Doesn't mean he's weak, but he's not in the big three, okay? He's not the main focus, at least at any point. He gets his highlight. He's still Whitebeard, but we're more focused on Garp, Rocks, and Roger, okay? Barlog, not Barlog, god damn it. This dude right here, my bad, I called the dude Barlog, but Cousin Man's right here. We gotta see what he do, okay? What's gonna happen? How does Roger and Garp end up protecting the Celestial Dragons? That's my biggest question. I want to see how that ends up happening, and I want to see how Rox dies now, because I don't think Rox is just gonna die to Garp and Roger teaming up on him. He's not gonna die like that, because it was never kind of framed as a 1v2. It was never framed as a 1v2. It was always the crew versus two people. So now that we know his crew is kind of shiesty, they might abandon him at any second for whatever they want. And then he also has to fight for his family there now. That's another factor we never knew. He has to fight for his family at God Valley. So he's there just for that. And then obviously he's successful halfway because Blackbeard gets free and he knows about his lineage. So we got to see all that play out. That's my point. I don't think there's any other points I got to make. Like I said, if I think anything else, I'll drop it in the comment at the bottom of the video. But I think I'm out. That's it for me. Alright, so boom, man. I'm gonna end the video there. Now I'm talking to the live stream. That was the YouTube video, okay? Now I can talk to the live stream and say, to y'all, I'm also out, okay? I usually don't do that, but I'm also out. If you're watching the stream live, bro, that was the whole YouTube video. I'm gonna chop that out and I'm gonna upload it to YouTube as a video. This the live stream. I think I'm just end the stream. You know, ain't nobody really chatting, asking questions, nothing like that. So I'll just end it. You know, about 60 people pulled up and enjoyed that shit. Maybe, I don't know. They watched it at least for a couple seconds. Hey. Hey, but yeah, like I said, stream. I'm out. The video's done. I'm gonna upload the video. Y'all gonna see that shit uploaded in like 5 minutes, something like that. But I got a Berserk video coming out soon. I just want to say that. I'm out.